Hi, I'm Sarah from Destination Riverina Murray, and welcome to the second episode of We've Got the Goods, which is designed to showcase local produce and suppliers across the Riverina Murray region and to highlight just some of our operators who are incorporating local produce and suppliers into their day-to-day business offering. Today I'm joined by Jamie Pascoe, the General Manager of Charleston Suites and Apartments and the Roundabout restaurant here in Wagga. Thanks, Jamie, for joining us today for We've Got the Goods.
Thank you.
Can you just start by providing a bit of an explanation about your business?
So some of the things we do, apart from our every night dining, we do degustations where the guest eats a number of courses that we set. So giving them a wide variety of choice and to experience new foods that they might not order if they go to a restaurant, because we tend to stick to our homegrown favourites. And then just showcasing even the beverage side, having wine nights, and recently we had Coral Whiskey, so we got to taste all their whiskies and just to really give a good food experience to the consumer.
Okay, great. And can you explain how you incorporate local produce and local suppliers into your food menu and your wine list?
About a year ago we reached out in our social networks to look for small farms and suppliers that would like to supply that quality and fresh product. So we sat down with a lot of those and formed some relationships, and we've seen some farmers producing a certain product, and we pretty much said, oh, that's not so good for us. We are after these products, and the farmers are changing the way they're farming so that they can produce a product specifically for us and deliver it to us. So that direct relationship's really critical, and we use Wagga Fruit Supply. They're a very regionally focused fruit supply business. They've got strong relationships with a lot of farmers, direct relationships with those farmers in the Riverina, and we just work with those to find the seasonally best produce as those seasons progress.
That's fantastic. And you've got a fantastic menu, and I can see you have a local or regional wine list as well.
Yes.
Which is great. How did you go about selecting wines across the region and then pairing them with specific items on your menu?
Yeah, I suppose a lot of research goes into how the wines can be paired with the food. But essentially, just once again with the supplier, reaching out to those suppliers, digging deep into their business to source their quality wines and the wines that they really their flagship sort of section amongst the group of wines that they produce, and then just really picking those out and putting them on our list. I suppose fortunately I've been fortunate to taste a lot of those. And just understanding that.
I've dined here a few times and had the tasting menu, and even I've been surprised by some of the quality of the wines and the difference. There's the cool climate wine regions of Tumbarumba and perhaps Gundagai, and then the gutsy reds from the Riverina, and your choices, even I've been surprised by some of the quality and just didn't know of some of the places where this wine comes from.
Yeah, certainly in the last, what I've seen being in the industry for some time now is in the last 10 years that wine component has really, it's accelerated, and the region is producing some fantastic wines. And I know on our menu we do a local pairing, so we'll choose with the tasting menu with the 5 courses, we'll pair local wine with each course. So you get to really get that taste.
Fantastic. So I'm interested to know why you incorporate local produce and suppliers. What are the benefits for you, or are they for the customer, or why do you do it?
Well, we're able to customise, like I said earlier, about asking the farmer what we are after this, is that something we can do? So we can specialise in that, and it provides a competitive advantage because the freshness of the produce when it comes in daily and it's just being picked is key to having that taste essentially. So those relationships really important, and the freshness of the produce, I just can't, when you live regionally around that in your backyard, that's your competitive advantage.
Great. I mean, certainly from a destination perspective, we're trying to position the Riverina and the Murray region as a destination where you can have that paddock to plate experience. There's lots of fresh produce to eat and to drink, but there's also opportunity to meet with the growers as you do, and to really get that the grower story, which ends up being the personality and the story of the destination. So the more people like yourself that are telling that story as well, it ends up becoming our DNA and our destination personality. So that's fantastic. All right, so I'm keen to know, I'm sure it's not all plain sailing all of the time, but can you tell us some challenges that you face when sourcing locally?
I think because supply is trying to meet demand there, if that doesn't quite match, then that creates a bit of a problem for us, because when you're using a direct supply relationship with one farmer, we need to plan what's going on the menu such in advance, because the farmer will need to put that in the ground, and we'll need to wait till that gets to the service and then change the menu at the optimal time so that produce excels in the restaurant.
Yeah, okay. And so lastly, do you have any advice for other businesses out there who are looking to incorporate more local produce and supplies into their business? Do you have any advice to give them?
I think just reaching out to them, to the wider community, and communicating what you do and maybe where they might be able to help you. I think I've seen it in the last few years that farming is also changing. So we're changing what we're growing, and I think that's a constant changing environment. So I think working with those farmers and being in close contact really helps. And they're teaching us so much about farming, and we're not in the farm business. So they're teaching us how things work, optimal picking times and things like that. So we're learning how to have a great product in-house and to know when to do those things.
Yeah, okay. All right, well, thank you very much, and congratulations on such a fantastic business, and you're really walking the walk. I even noticed you've got Brushwood's liquid soap in the bathroom, which is local from us, so well done, and thanks very much for being part of We've Got the Goods.
No worries, thank you.